Hey, welcome to Estevan TV. I'm at PushGapRadio.com.
PushGapRadio.com. Bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Live from Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth. PushGap Radio.
Ooh, girl, you can't hear how Dallas, Fort Worth work. This is Jackie.
What up, y'all? This is Jackie
Of Shaka Ford 1 and the main event show.
Goes a little something like that.
Shaka Ford 1 and the main event with me, the Queen B, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true exclusive.
And goes a little something like that.
PushGapRadios.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome to a special edition of Shaka Ford 1 in the main event today with Jackie O. Jackie O, what's the business?
What's up, family? It's been a long time.
It has
been a very long time.
People have been wondering who in the hell is Jackie O. Okay, Jackie O and I did the show for quite a while, up until last year.
Right.
And that's when we started trying to redo some other things.
During the pandemic.
Yes. And we had Jackie O to kind of sit down and
start doing some other things. Start some other ventures.
Start doing some other ventures. So it's great to have you back. Have you been?
It's good to be back. I've been great.
Well,
trying to maintain with these high prices of everything, other than that, doing good.
Yeah, because when we go to the store, price is as high as giraffe booty today.
Yeah, and you're kind of difficult sometimes in the store.
Hey, I just don't like to spend a lot of money.
You don't like to spend a lot of money, but yet you go in the refrigerator 20 times as if something is going to magically appear there. 19 times that wasn't there the first time you went in there, but yet you want to complain when we're at the grocery store.
Well, I just don't like...
You can't have it both ways, man.
I just don't like giving away my loot like that, And everything is going up.
Everything is.
It's sad the way that things are going, but man. So today, what we're covering here is, first and foremost, we want to thank all of the subscribers.
Yes, things are moving fast.
Things have been definitely popping around here.
Yes.
We'd like to thank each and every one of you who subscribe, each and every one of you who log on to check out the show.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what we have going on this week's show, they're saying that when it comes to Blue Ivy and Jay-Z, the kid is not my son. Is what they're saying. But first we're going to kick off with, a lot of people think that Jay-Z keeps Beyonce doped up. You ever heard about that part?
I have heard, Jaguar Wright, some rumors about Beyonce's dad saying that that's how
Matthew knows.
He ended up not being her manager, a couple of years after Beyonce and Jay-Z got married, because that's what the rumor is.
Yes. So they say Jay-Z keeps Bey doped up. And as Jackie O was just explaining to you about her dad, Matthew knows. In the beginning, Beyonce's family wanted her to dump Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because there's a big 12-year age difference. Beyonce was a teenager when they got together. She was like 18 years old when they first met, 19 when they got together. And he was 12 years older than her. So,
he was
of course
grooming
there
her,
would be some concern. Yes.
They said they think Jay-Z was grooming her.
Well, what else could he have been doing with an 18, 19-year-old?
Well, it's the same thing with Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, a whole lot of the
pedophiles,
white guys back there in the day. Now, they say Beyonce and Jay-Z are music's golden couple with a combined net worth of nearly $1.5 billion. They fly on a private jet, boat on a private yacht, and holiday on private islands. Now, I also have a clip with Corey Holcomb, the comedian. Shout out to 5150, baby.
But now you have to give it to them. Even if it is a business deal, they're very good at it.
Well,
apparently.
According to what they say. Because Corey Holcomb is talking about it being over there on Jeff Epstein's island over there. And we're going to run that clip for you in a little bit. But they say 20 or so years ago, how they met. Now, they were saying they met by accident. You know, Beyonce was the lead singer of Destiny's Child, one of the most successful female groups ever. Yes.
Right here in Texas.
I picked them up. And Jay-Z was no slouch, having already founded Rockefeller Records in 1995 and Rockaware in 1999, his clothing line. Now, the official story is they met by accident on a plane going to the MTV Festival in 2000. A collision of two very different worlds, they say. Beyonce was the nice middle-class one, and Jay-Z was the street-savvy one from the ghetto. Yeah, it's sort of like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston, I guess.
And that's how it goes, though. Most girls that are, good girls, so to, speak, quote-unquote,
want the bad
usually,
boy.
Exactly, because the good boys, to them, are boring.
Yeah.
And they just like that edge.
Until it's time to pay the rent and the car note and the electric and the insurance. Okay, then they're not so boring anymore. Now, they say Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, also managed Beyonce and Destiny's Child.
He did.
Oh, well, no.
Yes.
And the word was he wasn't exactly thrilled by the prospect of his baby girl, his meal ticket, hooking up with Jay-Z's ass. Why? They say it's complicated, but both personal and professional reasons. But let's just say that the unpredictable Knowles was wary of Jay-Z on both a personal and professional level, and maybe a little jealous.
Well,
that's his meal ticket.
And it turned out he was correct, because 2 years later, he was no longer Beyonce's manager and have not been involved with her career since then.
And that's his meal ticket. Jay-Z grew up on the streets of Brooklyn at the Mercy Housing Project. They say it was a violent, drug-ridden kind of place. And his father deserted his mom, Gloria Carter, when Jay-Z was only 11. Said when Jay-Z was 12 years old, he shot his brother in a dispute over a ring.
But now that with his mom, that wouldn't have lasted anyway. His mom is a lesbian.
Well, so she switched teams.
Exactly. Okay. So that would have played out at some point anyway. I mean, not that that's a problem. That's neither here nor there.
Right.
Yeah, but
now, was she a lesbian all along, or did she just get tired of men and switch teams midstream? Switch horses midstream?
I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't there.
I know. I'm just.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know the history. I just know that she is, and I know that like during Pride Month and stuff like that, he usually supports her.
Yeah.
And stuff. So that's how I know, because I've seen, her and him and saw it in passing in the past. But yeah, I don't know the history. But usually it's there. And sometimes they act on it, and sometimes they don't until later.
Right.
Sometimes never at all. But I don't know.
Well, again, Jay-Z grew up on the rough streets of Brooklyn in the Mercy Housing Projects. Beyonce, in stark contrast, was born into a middle-class family in beautiful Houston, Texas. Her mom was Tina Knowles.
Yes.
And she owned a salon, and her dad, Matthew, was a sales manager.
Yes. And her grandmother, Tina's mom, she owned she was a seamstress just like Beyonce's mom is. And so she was huge. She had her own sewing house and everything. So yeah, she definitely comes from a talented family.
Well, here's what was said. And you mentioned Jaguar, right? We're going to get into old Jaguar. Yes. But here's what was said about Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, speaking out on Jay-Z drugging Beyonce.
So has Beyonce secretly been under Jay-Z's control this entire time? Jay-Z recently got exposed for controlling Beyonce with drugs, and the internet almost lost its ever-loving mind. This is just crazy. But it looks like things just took an even crazier turn, because Beyonce's dad, Matthew, just exposed the real truth behind Jay-Z's control, and you guys are not gonna believe how insane things are about to get. Now, Beyonce might be the queen of the beehive, but it looks like she just might not be the queen of the castle, because according to reports, she has been under Jay-Z's control the entire time. People have always spoken about how weird their relationship is because, well, a lot of things just don't seem to add up about their marriage. But we're only getting to know exactly how weird it is because Jay-Z got exposed by not one, but two people. But the interesting interesting thing about this situation is the fact that the two people who exposed Jay-Z had very similar things to say about him, even though neither of them had ever met the other. One of the first people who exposed him was Beyonce's former bodyguard, who claimed that they were in a contract relationship and were not in love.
Their relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaires. There's no love there.
Now, this didn't have a lot of shock value because as much as we try to deny it, a lot of couples in Hollywood are together because of money, power, and status. So him saying that Beyonce and Jay-Z are in a business marriage didn't really surprise a whole lot of people. But what really caused an uproar on social media was what he had to say next, because this isn't what we expected to hear about Hollywood's favorite couple.
See, hardly nobody knows. But I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce is on drugs. She's been on them for a long time. And you keep her that way.
When he said you, he was referring to Jay-Z, claiming that Jay-Z is keeping Beyonce on drugs because that makes it easier for him to manipulate her and keep her under his control. Now, as wild as it might sound, it isn't really all that shocking because people have been wondering over the years if Beyonce has been secretly using drugs because she sometimes appeared to be out of it when she's in public with Jay-Z. But just when we were still trying to wrap our heads around these shocking claims, Jaguar Wright came forward to pretty much say the same thing, and trust, Jaguar is never the one to hold things back. Because one thing about Jaguar is that she never hides her mouth when she's spilling the tea. And she called Jay-Z out for being a monster who was obsessed with controlling Beyonce.
He's a monster. And I know he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more drugs he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in the
No, girl.
She then exposed how serious the situation is, comparing it to Britney Spears' conservatorship.
I tell you this right now, y'all talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
If Beyonce is in prison, she is in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear.
By whom?
She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
If this is true, it's just crazy to get a peek into what goes on behind the scenes in the lives of our favorite celebs. But another thing about Jaguar is that she always goes all the way in and never stops halfway. So she revealed more than Beyonce's situation, and this time she had things to say about B's dad, Matthew Knowles.
It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry. He married her and he got to have control of the Houston rap scene behind.
So Jackie O is just said, what did you say, Jackie? That it's a
when Jaguar said she was a dowry means that the parents was given some type of reward for her hand in marriage.
Because if you were over in Africa, you would have got like 10 goats or something.
Exactly, that's a dowry.
So he bought her out, you believe?
Well, yeah, and that's what some of the rumors are. They're saying that he basically turned over the reins to Jay-Z at first willingly because he was expecting him to help bring her up.
Yeah.
But it ended up turning into a relationship and they got married. And then 2 years later, that's when she fired her dad as her manager and never looked back.
Right.
Yeah, so
we continue with Jaguar, right?
It seems Matthew Knowles handed it over to him, and then he fucked Daddy over, moved him out the way, and took the whole bitch for himself.
So what Jaguar is saying is that Matthew used to be in charge of Beyonce's life until he pretty much handed her over to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z took over from Matthew. Now, if we take a look at things, Beyonce fired Matthew as her manager back in 2010, only 2 years after she got married to Jay-Z. Interesting coincidence, isn't it? Well, according to insiders, Matthew believes that everything Jay-Z has done everything for Beyonce, he did it all to help her grow and become the mega superstar that she is today. He believes that Jay-Z means well and understands the industry more than most people alive today, so he's been doing everything he could to help Beyonce. It's pretty common for artists to burn out quickly, especially when they're perfectionists like Beyonce, and he credits Jay-Z with helping to keep her on the grind. He believes that it was all worth it since Beyonce is now the record holder for the most Grammys won ever. He gave her a shout out on Twitter saying, "Beyonce, I'm so incredibly proud of you. Ever since you were a young child, you've wanted to make a worldwide impact in music. You had a dream and a work ethic to make it happen, and you did, and you continue to do so. Congratulations on your historic record-breaking night. Love you." Someone commented, "She was perfect for him because her dad controlled and trained her, so all Jay had to do was run him off and take his place. She's never not been managed. She'd be lost alone." Another person said, "This makes sense why a lot of older guys wanted to sign a new young girl so they can control her." And this other person commented, "That man had her at a young, naive age and molded her like it's a Stockholm syndrome, except he didn't kidnap her. Her dad sold her off." Shaking my head, I've been screaming, "Free Beyonce," and now that all of these allegations are coming out, I low-key feel like prayers have been answered.
So, do you think Beyonce could have made it on her own?
Yes.
Without her dad or after her dad?
I most certainly do, because she is that talented. She still have to, no matter what type of producer, manager, or whatever her dad or Jay-Z is, the talent still have to be there. Yeah. And she is a performer. But the daddy is just the same as Jay-Z.
Controlling?
So, well, that, and he also ended up with a younger woman.
Yeah. When he got divorced from Tina knows.
Well, yeah, because he started messing around on Tina prior to the divorce, and he also had a baby outside the marriage.
Yeah.
And this lady
sound like Kevin, who was married to Wendy Williams.
Yes,
huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of the same situation, except for him being married to the money.
Right.
His daughter was the money. So, yeah, but he still got cut out.
Yeah. All right, we continue the video.
Beyonce ever going to decide to finally take control of her life, or is she perfectly fine with the way things are? Only time will tell, but in the meantime...
Now, real quick, I want you to look at the statue behind Jay-Z and Beyonce. That is the statue that you see sitting behind me. I'll give you a closer look at that. That's Winged Victory of Nike. It's the name of that statue. And it was on the front of a warship that was pulled out of the ocean back in like the 1300s. So I just wanted to give you a little glance of that. You may have also seen this statue out in front of Caesar's Palace. And just wanted to give you a little update on that. So we were saying that Beyonce perhaps could have made it without the help of her dad or without the help of Jay-Z or...
Definitely. Without a doubt.
I don't know, because some people are better followers than leaders. You may know how to do all these things, but that doesn't necessarily mean on your own that you would be able to do that.
She would have been discovered by somebody.
Yeah.
Regardless
of whether. But would they have cared enough about Beyonce's career as her dad did?
I don't know how successful she would be, if she would be a billionaire at this point without the collaborations that she's had through Jay-Z. I'm not saying that part, but I have no doubt that she would have a career regardless.
Do you think that Jay-Z is drugging her? Because there is a photo of her where she was knocked out in the car. A lot of times you've seen her at basketball games looking zoned out, and they say she was high at the Grammys. But is this a way that he controls her?
Well, think about it, though. Nowadays, especially in California, because they're pretty much based in California now, weed or marijuana or whatever people call it nowadays is legal.
Right.
And, you know, she could very well have gotten old to some very strong...
Whatever it is, it must be some powerful shit.
Although the rumors are, though, that she's on prescription drugs. I mean, prescription pills.
I think Jay-Z got on that good, though. Do you think Matthew Knowles had her drugged out when he had her?
No. I don't think her dad had her drugged out at all. Her dad had control over her without needing to have her
right, because he raised her from a baby. Yeah. And so, I wouldn't do my child that.
No, I not, and that has not been a part of a rumor at all. Now, as far as Jay-Z and his little crowd, probably not as so much as like he did it to control her, right? But she probably was introduced to that world and exposed to it that way. And some people have more addictive personalities, and it may have started. Now, I do believe that that's possible, right? But again, who knows? And then she drinks, so who's to say? She could have been drunk and
she
knocked
likes
out.
champagne and wine. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a difference between being drunk and being high now.
Yeah, because some of those videos that I've seen, especially that one at that basketball game that's out there. That one looks like she was just in a whole nother world on a whole nother planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there's some footage out there that you can't deny that definitely something was wrong.
Yeah. Now we get into the thing of they say that Blue Ivy is not Jay-Z's daughter. They say his bodyguard came out and he was kicking a whole lot of game. Now a lot of people have wondered, where did they get the name Blue Ivy? Okay, so what they say here is that Blue may be a reference to Jay-Z's album The Blueprint. Ivy may be a riff on the number 4, which is a lucky number for Beyonce and her husband. And 4 is, of course, the Roman numeral 4. Now, Blue Ivy was born January 7th of 2012. Capricorn, baby. And holds a number of accomplishments herself.
Yes, there's a whole story behind her name. So yes, and part of it with the 4, you're absolutely right. That had a lot to do with a part of it.
Right.
But as far as that part about him not being her daddy, I 100% do not believe that one bit.
Because when she was a kid, she looked just like his dad.
Just like he spit her out, and like Beyonce only just carried that baby. Yeah, that part. He don't even have to have a DNA test. All they got to do is go pull out some old pictures.
Well, to me, Blue Ivy was what they call ugly in the cradle, pretty at the table. Now, she's turned out to be a very beautiful girl, because everybody say
babies are never ugly.
Everybody say that Jay-Z looks like Joe Camel from the
who?
Joe Camel. Joe Camel back in the 70s was kind of the mascot for Camel cigarettes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll slap up a picture for those of you who have absolutely no idea. But yeah, Blue Ivy holds a number of accomplishments herself. She's reported to be one of the wealthiest children in the United States, and is the youngest person to ever win a BET Award.
Yes.
At the 2021 Grammy Awards, she became the second youngest person ever to win the evening's accolades. She was 9 years old.
She's a business owner.
Yeah. And she was got into a little bidding war with Tyler Perry over a painting. And Tyler Perry said he had to shut her down. And also Blue Ivy's front and center in her mom's famous music video for Spirit, Formation, Blue, and Brown Skin Girl.
She performed with her mom in Dubai for that $24 million 1-hour concert a few weeks ago too.
Jay-Z has also featured her in some of his songs, Glory, Blue Ivy Freestyle. But this guy, the bodyguard, is saying that Blue Ivy ain't his kid. Let's check him out.
Blue Ivy is not Jay-Z's child. Ty Smith is. It was a financial arrangement, and it worked out for them.
In my lifetime, more than 1 million rhymes, no joking.
Cause what's better than one black billionaire?
2.
Congrats us, Carter, Ghost Rider. You paid the right price, so we just made your hits tighter.
Uncle Ron, who is or who was the former bodyguard of Jay-Z and Beyonce, is coming out with crazy allegations. One of the craziest allegations being that Blue Ivy is not Jay-Z's blood daughter.
One of the biggest bombs just touched down in the entertainment industry as news just hit the media that Blue Ivy might not actually be Jay-Z's little princess as we all thought. Shocked? Yes, you should be, because one of Hobbs' ex-bodyguards just revealed that Ivy actually isn't Jay-Z's daughter, but actually that of Ty Smith. As you can probably probably already tell, this is no ordinary rumor. This is some game-changing news that will definitely shake the industry to its core. But the big question here is that could really be true. And if it is, how deep does it really run? Let's get into it.
Blue Ivy is not Jay-Z's child. Ty Smith is. It was a financial arrangement.
Recently, a claim made by Uncle Ron has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. According to Uncle Ron, Blue Ivy was purchased from Ty, a close friend of Jay-Z. This could be considered a smart business move on Jay-Z's part, as he and Beyonce are married and starting a family. The speculation is that Jay-Z acquired Blue Ivy as his daughter, and there is a noticeable resemblance between Ty and Blue Ivy. However, these aren't just rumors, as the source of this information is an ex-bodyguard for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
This child knows who she is. She understands the arrangement of her semen, of her existence, of her being. She will be well taken care of if anything were to happen.
Now, my thing becomes, why would you now, Jay-Z and Beyonce also have a set of twins, and Rumi and Sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why would Jay-Z have to have someone to be a sperm donor to have his own kid? I wouldn't understand that.
Well, as far as all of that bodyguard is going to end up needing a bodyguard. He's been doing a lot of talking.
He out there like Jaguar.
He is. He's way out there.
And how is he so privy to such information?
And how do you know? Right, and it's like, how do you know who that child's father is? You wasn't in the room. Now, you may have been a bodyguard, but I guarantee you wasn't behind those doors.
But Jackie, my question becomes this: how did Beyonce get pregnant with Blue Ivy? Now, did they use the in vitro fertilization? No. Or did they do the horizontal mambo? So how did she get impregnated is my question.
They are a couple. Well,
do you think it's true?
No, I do not think that is true. Because that baby looks like him.
Well, she did when she was a baby.
Yeah, you don't just look like somebody just to be just by accident.
Back when they weren't combing her hair. Okay. Hey, but I'm just wondering how Uncle Ron is so privy to so much information pertaining to the lineage of Blue Ivy. So,
you know those things that they say that there's three sides to every story?
Yes, sir.
Well, there are probably some little, on certain things that he says. Yeah. There's probably like bits of truth. But then, it's always better when you kind of embellish some things because, the juicier the stories are.
So you think Uncle Ron is
more
trying
profitable
to become famous?
They are. He's an ex-bodyguard.
Yeah.
How much money was they? I'm sure, you were getting a lot of money.
Well, he kind of old in the game. So,
and on what terms did you leave?
Yeah.
Are you bitter? Do you have an axe to grind?
Right.
So, again, and I know you signed a disclosure. What's that? Yeah.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, non-disclosure agreement because you just had to have.
Right.
So, but again, I think some things are true and some things are not. But you watch. He going to keep talking and he going to talk a little too much. And the next thing you know, they going to say that this man committed suicide.
Wow.
And he going to be out of here.
We continue with the video.
According to Uncle Ron, Blue Ivy might not be a true daughter to Jay-Z, but rather a means to increase his influence through the Illuminati. It's possible that she's aware of this arrangement and her role in advancing her father's ambitions. Despite this, Blue Ivy is still widely adored and seen as a valuable asset by both her parents and the public's view. At a young age, she already understands the worth and power that comes with her family name. With Jay-Z and Beyonce as her parents, she will always be well protected and cherished. It's hard to imagine the life that Blue Ivy leads, but you can get a glimpse of it here. It appears that Blue Ivy is living a life of luxury that many can only dream of thanks to her father Jay-Z's wealth. However, it is widely known that any kind of power or wealth comes with its own set of challenges and sacrifices.
To become that power, that being, that fame, that fortune, of course there's a price. There are sacrifices made, but it's an institution
We cannot ignore what Uncle Ron has said, but it's possible that this is just a power struggle. As they continue to build their wealth, Beyonce and Jay-Z are poised to become a dominant force in Hollywood. In fact, Beyonce recently secured an NBA contract and made $24 million in just one day, which is more than what most NBA players make in 5 years.
Now, what they're saying is that Beyonce made all that money, and now she's coming here and charging. How much did you say for tickets, Jackie?
The tickets that I saw was between, I didn't see, but somebody, one of my friends did. Yes. It was between $1,000 and $3,000 a ticket.
Right.
Yeah. One of my Facebook friends bought 2 tickets and showed the receipt, and it was $3,200. And
would you pay that to go see Beyonce with rent, car insurance, groceries, and everything being high as giraffe booty?
If I paid that much, I would become a part of the tour because she's going to have to take me with her.
What you going to do on the tour, Jack?
I'm going to listen to her a few more times to get my money's worth, because $3,000 for 1 hour or however long it is? No, that's not long enough.
Well, they were talking about the Illuminati deal. Now, do you think that plays a part in it? Because as you and I have discussed in past shows, that it's levels to this shit. In order to get a perfume deal, a clothing line, a shoe deal, you have to either sacrifice somebody or do some such or whatever. I know we never really touched on it, but with the Illuminati
don't play
have anything to do with you
allegedly
having someone be a sperm donor for your kid.
Still, having somebody be a sperm donor for you does not mean that your child is going to look like you. Yeah. If they was the sperm donor, the kid still
and she
look
just
like
looked like him as a baby. I referenced that a lot. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm deep into Capricorn people. Okay, Denzel, LeBron James, Martin Luther King Jr., Elvis Presley. But yeah, when Blue Ivy was a baby, she looked just like
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
some very
man.
strong
genes, strong in the face, strong in the face, nigga. Joe Camel.
And the older she gets, she's looking more like Beyonce. But yeah, to me, that is no doubt.
Yeah.
She is definitely Jay-Z's baby. There is no doubt.
We continue.
Yeah.
Shows that Beyonce and Jay-Z are emerging as a powerful black couple in the entertainment industry and could potentially pose a threat to those in control of Hollywood. Fans, on the other hand, have had more than a few opinions on the matter. Case in point, one user wrote, "This guy must be telling the truth. You can't be playing around saying Blue is not a Jay-Z child. That's serious. He wouldn't be taking chances like this." Another added, "You can't tell me Blue Ivy isn't Jay-Z's daughter, lol." And a couple of others didn't believe it for a second because they think Blue Ivy and Jay-Z are actually lookalikes. Hello bells. This crazy man on the bus is saying that Blue Ivy isn't Jay-Z's daughter, she's his twin. Well, some seem to think Uncle Ron might have gone overboard this time. Since the birth of Blue Ivy, numerous theories have emerged. One of the most shocking centered around the meaning behind her name, leading some to speculate that Beyonce and Jay-Z are members of the Illuminati. The theory suggests that Ivy in Blue Ivy stands for Illuminati's very youngest. Additionally, if you reverse the name Blue Ivy, it becomes a love Ivy, which, according to the theory, translates to Lucifer's daughter in Latin. However, these are just theories and there is no concrete evidence linking Blue Ivy or her parents to the Illuminati. Unsurprisingly, one person actually came up with this very theory on Twitter saying, Jay-Z says he isn't part of the Illuminati, but he named his daughter Blue Ivy. Blue symbols power. Ivy stands for Illuminati very youngest. While Jay-Z has denied any association with the Illuminati, the reason behind naming their child Blue Ivy remains a mystery. Only time will tell if this puzzle will ever be solved. However, a more plausible explanation has emerged, which suggests that Blue may refer to Jay-Z's Blueprint albums and Ivy could be a play on the number 4, which is considered lucky for both Beyonce and Jay-Z. This could very well be the true reason for such an unusual name. On the other hand, it's also a possibility that Jay-Z and Beyonce simply like the sound of the name Blue Ivy. Additionally, they have selected media icon Oprah Winfrey to be Blue Ivy's godmother due to their close relationship. It's reported that Beyonce and Jay-Z preferred for Blue Ivy's godparents to not be related by blood. Moreover, just 2 days after her birth, Blue Ivy was dubbed the most famous baby in the world by Time magazine, a title she has maintained with her accomplishments, fashionable appearance, and charming attitude that has the paparazzi closely monitoring her every move. At just 9 years old, Blue Ivy made history by becoming one of the youngest Grammy Award winners and still holds the title of being the youngest person to receive a Grammy for Best Music Video. She also broke the Guinness World Record for being the youngest person featured on a charting song, credited for her appearance and vocal contribution on Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl. While some attribute her success to her parents being two of the world's most famous individuals, others believe that her award was earned through her talent and hard work. Additionally,
are you ready to begin your new career as a Texas real estate agent? The CE Shop has everything you need to get started.
Despite being just a preteen, two of the world's most...
I think the ghost fucked my husband.
I'm sorry, what?
Technically.
World's most famous individuals, others believe that her award was earned through her talent and hard work. Additionally, despite being just a preteen, Blue Ivy possesses an impressive level of celebrity status that rivals many rising Hollywood stars. However, this immense amount of attention and exposure to the public eye may be causing her to mature faster than her peers, as evidenced by her tendency to shy away from the spotlight whenever her father calls attention to her in public events.
Back with us in the Bay and here at Chase Center tonight, 24-time Grammy Award winner, the one and only Jay-Z!
It's understandable for Blue Ivy to feel uncomfortable in the spotlight when her father is the iconic Jay-Z, with a vast fortune. In fact, Jay-Z and Beyonce's combined net worth is estimated to be close to $2 billion, and Blue herself has a net worth of $500 million. With such financial stability, it's not surprising that Blue enjoys indulging in lavish pastimes, such as bidding at auctions. In 2018, she made headlines when she attempted to outbid Tyler Perry at the Wearable Art Gala.
Can you do 17?
At the Wearable Art Gala in 2018, Blue made headlines for her bidding battle with Tyler Perry. Blue put forth a $17,000 bid on an acrylic painting, which was promptly countered by Tyler's bid of $18,000. However, Blue wasn't one to be outdone and raised the stakes with a $19,000 bid, causing her dad Jay-Z to jokingly ask her to hold back. Although Tyler Perry emerged victorious in this round, Blue Ivy showed her competitive spirit and her love for auctions. Speaking about what it felt like to put hip-hop's power couple on the hot seat about their eldest child, Perry revealed, "Somebody else was bidding against me. I didn't know who it was," he told Hoda Kotb. "I look over and it's her. She's taking the paddle out of Jay's hand and Beyonce's hand and she's bidding." He continued, "I'm like, this kid's not outbidding me today. You're gonna learn today, little girl. I'm getting this painting." But Jay-Z actually pretended to pull it out of her hand and stop her bidding. Recently, Blue Ivy was seen participating in another auction at the 2022 Wearable Art Gala in Los Angeles. The event was organized by Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles. According to People, the 10-year-old made a bold bid of over $80,000 for a pair of Lorraine Schwartz diamond earrings that were being worn by her grandmother and host of the event, Tina Knowles. Specifically, during the 2022 Wearable Art Gala in Los Angeles, Blue Ivy was once again caught in the spotlight as she made a generous bid on a pair of Lorraine Schwartz diamond earrings. Keke Palmer was announcing the bids, and just as the earrings were about to be sold, Blue eagerly raised her paddle to make her bid, with her parents looking on. This moment was captured by actress and comedian Quinta Brunson, who couldn't contain her excitement as she exclaimed "Blue" and laughed, adding she's so rich. In the end, Blue Ivy was eventually outbid by Monique Rodriguez and husband Melvin, the founder of Miel Organics, who bid.
Okay, so there you have it. Is Blue Ivy really Jay-Z and Beyonce's child? Well, she's Beyonce's child for damn sure. Okay. But
you know now, back in the day, they tried to say that she wasn't really pregnant with Blue Ivy.
Yeah.
So it went from she was never really pregnant,
right,
to now they're saying that it's hers and not Jay-Z.
Right.
They just, I mean, so after a while they're gonna come out. The only thing left is for them to come out now and say that she's not Beyonce or Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they haven't come back up again yet. But
no, what's getting me is what they were saying about the name.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 4 in the Roman numeral deal thing. They say is Ivy. But one thing that caught my attention was when they were saying Ivy is Illuminati's very youngest. Blue is born living under evil.
But
Latin for Lucifer's daughter.
Right.
What are you saying?
But that is the internet sleuth meaning of her name.
Right.
They have actually come out since she has been born, or not that long after, and they gave their explanation of how they came up with her name.
Right.
Now, I don't remember how the blue, the meaning of it, but as far as the Ivy part, all of the 4s absolutely was correct.
Yeah.
Because Beyonce's birthday is like September 4th. Jay-Z's birthday is whenever his is on the 4th. Then I think their anniversary has something to do with 4/4, April 4th.
Right.
And so they had all of these 4s, and that's where her Ivy came from. Okay. Let them tell it. But yeah, so all of that other stuff, could not be speculation. But for whatever reason, whether it's true or whether it's not, these two are huge influencers out there in the atmosphere.
Exactly.
And so, there are always these theories and all these different truths and things. Now, I do think that she's on some type of chemicals, whether it just be marijuana and drinks or, prescriptions pills or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Now, that part, I do think there is definitely something there because, again, when you go back and you look at some of that footage of her, she is definitely not 100% sober. Let's just put it that way.
So what do you think Uncle Ron's play is in this whole thing? Maybe they did something to tick him off. Maybe he's a disgruntled employee, or maybe he's just like kicking the truth. Do you think perhaps he's going through the same things like Jaguar Wright? And he's just trying to
make himself relevant. Yeah. He's putting me in the mind of Jaguar Wright, Wendy Williams' brother, and those people. In order for you to be more relevant, you have to have somebody else to put you there.
Right.
And so
you don't think he thinks he's getting enough shine, huh?
No. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the same ex-bodyguard that's also putting stuff out there about Diddy.
Yeah, last week's show was about the gay parties of Diddy and Will Smith, as you're well aware. But said he was putting out stuff about that. But do you think this man is endangering his life?
Yes,
with doing this?
Most definitely. He's most definitely doing that. And they're going to, again, make it look like it was a suicide.
Right.
Because, again, you're talking too much.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you're telling is truth, and then some is not. Yeah. And when you start talking about the children and you start bringing the children into the mix, you're really overstepping boundaries. And you have to think, kids are on social media whether you want them to be on there or not a lot of times.
Yeah, because you can't always control that. They're at school and out at other places unless you have that parental control thing on the phone.
And the last thing that you want is for it to be out there for your child to, get a hold to something where it's saying that, that he is not her father.
But you're in the public eye. Things like that are going to come out anyway.
But she's 11. An 11-year-old is not going to process that the same way as an adult. That could mess that child up, whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
That could plant a seed of doubt in her mind, and that could really mess her up as a kid.
Yeah.
So, you want to be careful of what you're putting out there. Now, again, I do think that there's something there with the chemical thing with Beyonce.
Yeah, with the drug thing, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to say too.
Yeah.
Oh, girl has been doing a really good job with the commentary and the video, but I'm gonna need her. She's gonna be reporting on Beyonce. I'm gonna need her to learn how to say her name, Beyonce, honey.
Beyonce.
Not Beyonce or Beyonce or whatever she was saying.
Definitely hacking it up.
Yeah, she messed that up. But yeah, so when you're involving children, you better really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because once you get into people's kids, then
that's a whole nother level.
It's a whole nother level of things that comes out.
What do you think?
Well, I, for one, I think there is some drug activity going on. I do think Beyonce is being controlled to a degree. Is this child Jay-Z's daughter? I would have to say yes, because again, I go by when she was first born. Again, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm big on following people who are Capricorns because we're the greatest. But yeah, this baby looked just like Jay-Z. And again, ugly in the cradle, pretty at the table. That girl was not all that hot looking. And again, folks say that, you know, Jay-Z looked like Joe Camel. Now, most people say when you try to find out about people's lineage, people's parentage, that you have to look at the nose. Okay, they say you get your nose from your father, so to speak. I don't know how true all that is, but I know they do say that myth. Boys are 5 inches taller than their moms, girls are 5 inches shorter than their dads. But she looked just like Jay-Z when she was a baby. Right?
She really
I don't give a damn what they talking about. So
she really does. So
yeah.
you just have to watch it.
I think she's on the drugs though. I think she's being controlled somehow, some way, because as you and I have discussed in the past, in order to get to these various levels, you do have to look at which of the Jenners cut off their tallywhacker to become Bruce Jenner.
Oh,
what's
yeah,
his name?
Caitlyn.
Now he's Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to give up blood sacrifices and things of that nature. But if Jay-Z was going to have a child, I just don't think you would need some other guy sperm up in your woman, mom.
No, not at all. And you know, and then as far as him or her being submissive to him, as far as her career goes, look at where she is.
Right.
So if she did turn over a certain amount of control to him for her career, look at what happened. She's a billionaire. I mean,
but Jaguar Wright says you're in a gilded prison.
But think about it. You are my husband. And in this arena, you know more about all the technicalities and the ins and the outs and the do's and the don'ts and all of that. Right. So just like when we were doing the podcast and we was doing the show, you was in control of running everything.
Yeah, but I'm not drugging you up to do the show, Jackie.
No. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you were in control.
Yes.
Excuse me. And you know, and I had my little fans and all of that stuff, and I appreciate it.
Jackie,
but I was where I was because of me following your orders in that arena.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that is how it goes, you know, when we're outside of that. I mean, you know, because
it goes the same way.
It does not.
None of that shit matter. Give a damn what you tell these people. Okay?
Whatever.
Do what you told, anime. You do what the hell you told, anime.
You remember that last scene? You remember that scene in that limousine? Now don't play.
Well, you notice that shit came at the end of the movie.
That's all right. Okay. That's it. Right, it came.
Give a damn about.
Don't even play.
So what do you think? Go ahead, Jackie.
I was gonna say no, but yeah, I don't know. I just think there's some truth and then some not so true.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Put it down in the comments. 1. And when you put your comments in, for Beyonce being drugged, type 1, then your comment. For Jay-Z not being Blue Ivy's dad, put 2 and then your comment. Okay. Now, here's my drink. Yeah, put that down in the comments, let us know. But before we go another further, we want to thank each and every one of you who logged in, who watched the channel, and to our Cash App people, thank you. Twos and fews is more than we had. Not degrading that, not putting that down. Thank you. If you give $1, if you give $10,000, thank you for the people who've been contributing on Cash App.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends and family to come on over to PushGap TV 1.
Yeah, because we're PushGap TV 1, because we're in the process of redoing the website. We're about to turn the website into an entertainment website, hadn't done anything with it for a while, so we're in the process of doing that. I think I'm gonna go over there and have to put up a sign that says under construction. But we just want to thank each and every one of you. We love you, mine. Thank you. And Jackie O gets on me about that. I don't say that enough. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know. I'm just not that type of person to do that. I should do it more.
You're on YouTube. That's what it's about. That's what you're supposed to do.
I understand. I understand.
And then, you're the one you're so excited every time that you see that somebody have liked, commented, and subscribed. So it makes you so happy.
I be figuring by now.
Why would you not ask people to do it?
Because I figure by now you don't need to tell nobody.
Some people may forget. They may not think to do it until you ask them to do it.
Well,
if you don't take the time, or they say that if you don't want to ask, then they don't. Then it's like,
that's true.
You didn't ask.
But thank each and every one of you. That's why her ass ain't on the damn show no
You know you
Jackie
miss me.
Work my damn nerve.
You know you miss me.
Never average, never mediocre, online, on point, and on the money. Pray until something happens. God always provides. At PushGapRadios.com, the power is in the name. Thank you for Jackie O being back. Now you all know who Jackie O is. Yes. I know you see her in the photos or whatnot. But again, one in your comment. Do you think Jay-Z keeps her drugged out? Or do you think it's a Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston thing? Because it came out that Bobby didn't get Whitney hooked on the dope. Whitney was already there. Two, if you think that Jay-Z is not this child's dad, okay? I kind of feel fearful for the Bodyguard guy. Because
he the one better feel fearful.
You know, it's the same thing with Jaguar White, right, mine? Folk is finna come looking for you people, mine. You know,
a lot of people be falling out of windows nowadays.
A lot of people be falling out of a whole lot of stuff. Okay, but thank you, each and every one of you. And again, my mother thanks you. My father thanks you. Jackie O thanks you. And most of all, I thank you as well. We ain't gotta lie to you to make it fly to you. We tell you how it is. Them other niggas tell you how it might be. PushGapRadio.com, banging this thing in the urban internet radio game. Still trying to work on getting back to the podcast. We got a call from California, from the good Dr. Ramsey.
Hey, Dr. Ramsey.
Want us to come back to podcast. He told you we were number one in podcasting. We was kicking ass. This was before the YouTube thing got huge. But then when coronavirus hit, I got laid off from my job. We transitioned over to YouTube. And that's why we're still been trying to find our niche here. I think we finally found it. And again,
tried to stay away from entertainment, didn't you?
Yeah, entertainment just wasn't my thing. That's why it was the Jackie O Entertainment Report. Okay, right here I'm gonna put in Jackie O's Entertainment Report liner.
Which one?
I'm looking for Jackie. Jackie O.
From Duncanville to Richardson and back to Funky Town. From Lakers to the Cedar Hill and even Agtown.
I'm from down, I eat rude. I hit Big T on Sunday to catch Q.
What's going on? This your girl Mozart. I'm here with my girl Jackie O.
Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth, it's PushGap Radio.
And now with your PushGapRadio.com entertainment report.
Oak Cliff, Highland Hills, Pleasant Grove, Keystone Pope. That's a couple hoods that be reppin' for the 214.
Jackie.
All right, Jackie, how are you?
What up, y'all? This is Jackie. Oak Cliff in South Dallas, what's a Pleasant Grove?
Rep your city. Tell them how you really feel.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, the Queen Bee. Jackie O.
Only on PushGapRadio.com.
It's the hottest combination in the urban internet game. Dallas, baby.
I'm from Dallas. I eat rude. I hit Big T on Sunday to catch Q.
Put it in. Okay, so yeah, that the Jackie O Entertainment Report, baby. Okay. So yeah, that was the Jackie O Entertainment Report. Mine, Jackie O was off the chain. So what do you think, mine? It's all kind of crazy, but we'll be back with you on next week. Jackie O.
Thank y'all for having me back, and I'll be back soon. It's been fun and it's been real.
It's been fun and it has been real.
It has.
So thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribes are going up. Do you want to tell them real quick a little bit about your business that we've gotten set up, but we haven't actually gone on and start selling anything as of yet? But did you want to give them a little teaser?
Yes. We're coming soon, but it's called the Resale Shack, and what we'll be doing is we'll be selling gently used clothes, apparel. I guess apparel is clothes. Men, women, kids, we got you all covered. We're also going to have some art, as well as some original craft materials.
So we have everything set up. Stay tuned. We're in the process of moving right now. And that'll be coming within the next 30 days or so, next 5 to 6 weeks. So we didn't want to start. We got everything set up, but we just hadn't uploaded everything yet because we didn't want to start having orders come in while we were moving. The computers are down. We got 3 different computers in this house, mine. So it's a lot. Thank you for making a part of our world, a part of your world. And we will see you guys on next week.
Already.
PushGapRadios.com. Dallas, baby.
And we're out.
PushGapRadio.com.
We're finna take over this town like street sweepers.
Don't knock the hustle, baby.
Hey, this is Scott Moran. It's not just the brothers that listen to PushGapRadio.com. For the hottest new show in the Metroplex, it's Shackleford 1 in the main event on PushGapRadio.com. Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth. Dallas, baby.
Never average, never mediocre. We're online, on point, and on the money. Shackleford 1 in the main event only on PushGapRadio.com.
PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.